Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today's tragic tale takes place in Assaria, Kansas. Assaria is pretty much in the middle of the state of Kansas and has a population of just over 400 residents. It is a rural farming community. Unless you lived in the middle of town, your neighbors were few and far between. This is literally what the middle of town of Assaria looks like. A few scattered businesses and mostly homes. This story is about 57-year-old Lori Heimer. Lori was a married mother of 4 daughters. She also had 4 grandchildren. Lori had been breeding dogs for the past 16 years. Her business was called Lori's Poodle Patch. She had a Facebook business page, and besides Kansas, she advertised in the bordering states. On Saturday, June 25th, 2016, while her husband was out harvesting wheat with other farmers, Lori was waiting on an appointment she had made with someone who was interested in purchasing a dog. Her husband came home briefly around 11 a.m. for lunch, then went back to the wheat field, and that was the last time he saw Lori alive. Later that Saturday evening, Lori was to attend a cookout. When she didn't show up, her daughter and son-in-law went to the house and found her dead. They called 911 at 7:48 p.m. Police arrived and started processing the crime scene. They remained on the scene from Saturday evening through Monday. Police also searched a creek north of the home, but would not disclose what they were looking for. They did not relay any details of how Lori was killed or what weapon was used. They described it as brutal, but the house did not appear to be robbed or ransacked. Police issued a warning to residents saying they should lock their doors, pay attention to anyone suspicious in the area, and be aware of their surroundings. When the murder continued to go unsolved, people in the community were scared. The Wednesday after Lori's murder, the police released descriptions of 2 pickup trucks seen in the vicinity of Lori's home. They were described as an older beat-up maroon flatbed pickup truck, possibly a Chevy, with a white front bumper and a silver grille. It had wide-style mirrors, and the driver looked to be 50 or older with salt and pepper hair. The second truck was described as an older-style small pickup truck, possibly a Chevy S10, two-tone, dark blue on top and bottom, and light blue in the middle. The bed of the truck looked to be newer, and the body was described as scratched up. There may have been 2 animal cages in the back. The driver was described as a white male, approximately 40 years of age, with shoulder-length hair and wearing glasses. Police were also asking for anyone who Lori may have spoken to Friday, June 24th or 25th to contact them. They also needed to speak with the person who had an appointment with her. Police were gathering leads and following up on them, but it was hard. The closest neighbor was half-mile away. Lori was solely responsible for running the breeding business, so no one knew if any of the dogs were missing or who she may have had an appointment with. The only thing she told her family about the appointment that day is that she had city people coming to look at the dogs. To give you a perspective of where Lori lived, this dirt road is right in front of her home. The direction is facing the closest neighbor, and also would be the way to the Lakeside Family Resort, which is a small campground. A witness said one of the 2 trucks was speeding down Ohio Road, which leads to and from the campground. It is also said that there were people from other areas helping to harvest the wheat. Of course, no one knows for sure if the trucks were involved or if the proximity of the campground had anything to do with it. Lori's family did say that about a week before her murder, someone randomly showed up and wanted to see the dogs, and Lori politely told them they needed to make an appointment, but no further information was given. Throughout 2016, the papers asked often for information, and the reward for any tips that kept growing through the various community fundraisers. Lori's daughters were active in spreading the word, passing out flyers around town and at the county fair. They also spoke to the papers, did radio interviews, and spoke out at the Victims' Rights Convention. A 5K Memorial Run fundraiser was held at Assaria Family Park in October 2016, and it became an annual event. On the 1-year anniversary, there was a candlelight vigil held. The family was doing their best to try to move on, but very much still seeking answers. Lori was selling golden doodles at the time of her death. If anyone might have been trying to sell dogs like this in late June of 2016 and wasn't a breeder, it could be possible they were stolen from Lori and a possible motive. Again, no one in the family was familiar with how she ran her business and how many dogs she may have or may not have had at any given time, but it seems likely someone came to rob her of either money or dogs. It is rare, but not unheard of, that it could be random. Maybe some deranged stranger just happened upon the area. You can see it is sparsely populated, and there are very few reasons to be on that road if you didn't live on it, farm on it, camp a mile and a half away. The only other reason is to buy a dog from Lori, and that is what she was trying to sell that afternoon. Lori had spent years working in child care development before she started breeding dogs. Lori's family remembers her as very loving. She made friends instantly. She would even cry when she sold one of her puppies. She would do crafts with her grandchildren and never cared how much of a mess it made as long as she got to spend time with them. She also was a cake decorator. She loved to cook and enjoyed four-wheeling. She obviously had a love for animals. Her family misses her so much. The Crime Stoppers ads ran in the paper up until 2020. The family has a Facebook page called Answers, Prayers, and Support for Lori Heimer and Family. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation has an unsolved page as well. Lori's murder is still unsolved as of 2024. Anyone with information is asked to contact Kansas Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-572-7463 or the Saline County Sheriff Department at 785-826-6500. Hopefully Lori and her family get justice soon. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next video.